4th and inches. I'm finna hit a lick and handle business. I got her down, she real vicious. Rock-a-bye, baby, no witness.
The NFL on EA Sports brings us to the banks of the Ohio River and Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Cincinnati. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards the pickup there.
11.
Mixon with a first down carry. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
11.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he's got room. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That good for 22 and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
Mixon is in. Touchdown, Bengals. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Here we go. Hurry.
On first down, Tagovailoa. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
On second down, Mostert. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Tua on fourth down. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs.
11 mighty. 11 mighty.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you've said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
On one, right?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game. I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, if they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there, that means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now on 2nd and 13, Tua. And his throw here is incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help set points on the board when this drive is over.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And the Bengals have recovered it.
That's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him.
Here we go.
Sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did. Yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Room here to run. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he'll find Chase on the right side complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Here we go. 11. Stop.
Mixon running wide side. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here. A chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll give it to Mixon. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Bengals. Hayden Hurst. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league. But this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each rep before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the line.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission it. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. Sam Hubbard, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And the Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. On a jet sweep, here comes Waddle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. They'll run right side with Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And going deep for Hill. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there. And there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
A nice stick and stop for a loss here from Jalen Phillips. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Mixon on the toss right. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Three quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
11 miles.
Now Burrow. That's the tight end Hurst with it. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Now Burrow on first down. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how...
Touchdown! Jamar Chase, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals up the lead to 4 scores now here in this fourth quarter. McPherson now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. And Tua going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
They toss to Mixon. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Another try for Mixon. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to third and goal.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on second down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
They've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so, but ordinarily, second down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up third down, they'll have to throw it anyway.
So on fourth down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. McPherson's kick is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2nd and 8 coming up. Now it's Burrow. That is taken in by Hurst. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football this way. And certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a 1st down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Tua going to throw. It's Hill, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.